Are we ready?
It's starting. Okay. You are good to go. Let me just make sure that we are recording here. Okay. You're good.
Yay! Okay, so you just want me to open it up with like week one? Start off? Okay. Yay! Oh my gosh, I'm literally so excited about this, you guys. It has been a very exciting start to, I think, what's going to be an awesome leadership program for us. These leaders are amazing, and it's literally an honor to be with you guys. So I don't even feel worthy. Bow down to Queen Jen right now. SSD. So I'm going to be talking about, we're all going to go through and talk about owning our awesome, which is the main focus of week one with you guys, because we feel like it is super important for you to own what you're really awesome at and be really, really good at it. Because there's a lot of different ways to work this business, which is why we have a bunch of different leaders in this program, because we all work in very different ways. So what I'm going to talk about is saying what you are, feeding life into your business. So everyone that joins Scentsy, you have some reason, whether it be you want to just make a few extra bucks, to maybe you are already a stay-at-home mom and you want to make this a full income. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and you don't want to make this full income. Regardless, whatever you feed into your business, and if you're on this page, it's because you have at least sponsored one person, you hit lead, so you have a team. Regardless of if you look at teams that have 200, 300, 400, 1,000, whatever, you still have a team. So you're a leader. And I think it is so important as a leader. I'll never forget when I first joined Scentsy, and it took me 4 months to get my first person, which is why I always think it's so funny when people are like, oh my gosh, I joined 5 days ago and I don't have anybody. I'm going to quit. Sometimes it took me a little bit of time to figure out the lingo and all of those things to say, and the importance of feeding life into my own business, because I kept saying I wanted to give up and give up and give up. And once I got that first person, it literally just gave me life. And I was like, I can do this. So wherever you're at in your business right now, in this moment, you're in this program for a reason. It is so important. I was thinking about this when I woke up today. I work nights, and so I slept during the day, and I remember I woke up and I was going to wash my hair. This is so dumb, but it's a good example. And I thought, if I don't wash my hair, it's going to look bad. I've got to wash my hair. I can't do this. I'm going to be late. Oh my gosh, I'm about to train somebody. And I thought, the more I say I can't, instead of I can figure out a way for my hair to look good, AKA dry shampoo, the more that I feed life into what I'm doing, the more you're going to get out of it. And so that's really just the main thing I wanted to cover in the first week. And next up is Jen.
Hey, I'm Jennifer Anderson, and I too am so excited that you guys are here. Wax Slinger's Guide to Leadership is basically off the hizzy, and it's probably something totally different than anything you've ever heard before. So this week, week one, we were talking about owning your awesome. So what does that even mean? So when we were discussing what we wanted to do with our leadership program, we thought that this week was really foundational to the entire program, because if you don't own your awesome, if you don't know who you are, if you're not confident in your skills, if you're not confident in your business, where you want to be, who you want to be, where you want to go, none of the other things are ever going to matter. So owning your awesome, what does that mean? Who are you? Are you different than me? Are you different than your director, your sponsor, your superstar director? Yes, you are unique. You are special. You are different from everybody else, and you have a special set of talents that God has given you and that He wants you to share with the world. So I want to encourage you during this week to find what your talents are, find what your passion is, find something that you are really good at, and become an expert. So when I say that, here's what I mean. If you want to be a leader in Scentsy, we all know that the #1 key to being a great leader in Scentsy and growing a good business is what? Recruiting, right? You have to recruit. If you want to build a business, you have to recruit. So if recruiting is hard for you, or recruiting is difficult, or you find it to be a struggle, you're going to hear a lot of amazing things from other people today, but one of the things you must do is you must become a student of great recruiters and become an expert at it. So you don't it doesn't have to be hard all the time. It doesn't have to be something that's really difficult for you. It doesn't have to be something that you know, you just give up on. You can become a student. So pair up. You guys have an accountability partner, right? Pair up with your accountability partner. Find out what they're good at, whether it's recruiting or sales or whatever, and you guys can build each other up. You guys can study each other. You guys can role play. You guys can become an expert in each other's levels of expertise. So when you're owning your awesome, you find what you're good at, you find what you love, you find what's passionate for you, and you rock it. You rock it, and you don't care what anyone else is doing around you, and you don't care what someone else is doing that's made them successful. You find what's good for you, what works for you, and you build a bomb.com business regardless of what anyone else is doing around you. You go be you, okay? You own your awesome, you find what you're good at, you become an expert, you become a student, and you grow. And that's it. Kristen.
Right. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about things that add value in your life. So we're obviously talking about owning your awesome this week, and for me, it is super important to, you know, think about things that add value to your life and things that don't, we really need to ditch. So we're going to ditch the who's and the what's in our life that don't add value. And especially for people who are moms and who work full-time and stuff like that, we don't have that much time to work our businesses every single day. We don't. So instead of, you know, sitting there scrolling on Facebook and doing all this extra stuff, if it's not adding value to your business, then what's the point? And the other thing that's so important too is that when you join this business, a lot of people, you know, they might not believe in you. They might think you're crazy. They might think that, you know, they just don't understand what you're doing. And if it's somebody who doesn't add value to your life and to your relationship as a whole, then just, you know, just be done with it. You don't need it in your life. It's not adding value to you, so there's no point. There's literally no point. And I've really had to do that lately in my life, in my relationships with people and stuff, because there's so many people who, since I joined Scentsy, and it's only been 2 years, who they still don't get it. And you know what? They don't have to get it because it's not for them. It's for me and it's for my family. So if they're not adding value to your life, let them go. If there's things in your life that aren't adding value to you and to your business and to your friendships, then you let those things go also. I wrote this quote down. I'm totally going to read it. Okay, so it says, clutter is not just physical stuff. It's old ideas, toxic relationships, and bad habits. Clutter is anything that does not support your better self. And what I really want you guys to do this week is think about the best version of yourselves and what kind of words come to mind. Confidence, goal-driven, like what kind of words come to mind when you think of the best version of yourselves? And those are the words that we want to try to figure out how to display in this leadership program. How can we get you to those words, and how can we get you to the best version of yourself? And number one, the thing that you need to do is to throw out things that don't add value to you. That's relationships that aren't adding value to your life. That is just little things that you do here and there on a daily basis that aren't going to add value to you and to your business. So that's all I wanted to say. Next.
Hey, y'all. Thank you, Kristen. I think it's my turn next. My subtopic today that I wanted to talk to you guys about is the game of comparison and how dangerous that game can actually be. It's really easy sometimes, especially when you're just starting off in your business, to compare yourselves not only to other team members, but maybe to your sponsor or other people in the business, especially when you get, if you've ever experienced going to like a reunion or a spring sprint or something like that. You see all of this awesomeness and all of these amazing men and women who come together and excel in their businesses and are doing so many awesome things. And yes, it's there to inspire you, but it's also easy to let self-doubt and negativity and things creep in your life. And once that happens, you guys, it kind of takes a spiral effect, and it kind of trickles down, and you just let all of these things creep into your mind, and then ultimately you're like, I can't do it. I can't do this. And you ask yourself the question, why? Well, why are they doing this? Or why do they get 10 recruits in a month? Or why can't I? Or, well, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with my business? Why am I not a good leader? Am I not doing things that I like to do? Or, you know, am I not doing things like I should be doing? Should I be doing things their way? Should I run my business this way and that way? And we ask ourselves all of these questions like why? And then you get to that point where you're like, you know what? I can't do it. I can't do this. I'm not adequate enough. I'm not a leader. I'm not this, I'm not that, and I give up. And you have to be very careful of that, and you have to change your thinking. And just, you know, coming off of what the other amazing leaders had already said on this training is just, you have to find out who you are. You have to be a student. You have to feed yourself with positivity, and you have to get rid of the negativity, because the game of comparison will destroy your soul. It will crush you, and it will make you want to give up. And that's the exact opposite of what we are trying to do in this leadership program. You know, we are amongst right now some pretty amazing women. Like, I am like, half the time I feel like I don't even deserve to be in their presence, but they're my friends and we love each other and this is my tribe. And so, you know, it's not even like that at all. But at the end of the day, you know, it's hard to not compare and be like, okay, well, what you question what you're doing. And the answer is, you are not doing anything wrong. We are all different. I am not like Kelly. I am not like Chloe. I am not like Kristen. I'm not like Maggie. I'm not like Jen. I am me, right? And you are you. And so you have to find you have to find what works for you, because we all run our businesses very differently. We all have different things going on in our lives. Some of us have kids, some of us don't. Some of us, you know, are stay-at-home moms. Some of us have full-time jobs. We're all different, and you are different. And so it's just really getting really clear on who you are, and remembering, focus on your journey, focus on where you're at, and focus on where you're trying to go. And once you start building a team, and once you start getting, you know, the hang of the way things work for you, you will see how your business will begin to change and how awesome you can be and where you can go in this business. So that's all I have for you guys today. Rock it out. Next.
Okay, I am up next. My name is Maggie Hensley, and today I'm going to talk about not being determined by your circumstances, but making them work for you. So often we find ourselves at a certain point in our life, whether it's that you're a single mom and you're relying on child support, maybe you are working full-time and you want to stay home with your kids, maybe you're going to school full-time. There is always going to be something in your life that is going on that you can either choose to let it weigh you down, or you can let Scentsy be what pulls you out. For me, when I first started Scentsy, I was a really young mom. I had 2 babies. I had just bought my first house. We only had 1 car. So the days that I needed the car, I had to take my husband to and from work. Otherwise, I was home by myself all day with my kids. And I could either let that stop me from running my Scentsy business, or instead, I let Scentsy be what pulled us out of that hole. We were able to buy our second car. I was able to send my kids to school. I graduated from college this last fall. And so it's really easy to kind of look around and be like, man, what's going on in my life really kind of sucks right now. But rather than letting your life be an excuse as to why you can't run your Scentsy business, Scentsy should be what gets you out of whatever circumstances you're in right now. I work with a teen mom group, and so I'm really big on not being determined by your circumstances and not having to stay where you're at for the rest of your life. You have the opportunity to change your life. This leadership program is supposed to fuel you into changing whatever it is that's going on in your life right now that you want to change. You have the power to change that. And also too, like, you know, for a long time being a young mom, I thought that determined me. I thought that it labeled me. I thought that it, hi buddy. I thought that it, you know, that I couldn't ever get away from that. And instead I've kind of embraced it. Yes, go on. I've embraced it, obviously. And it's something that is relatable about me. I'm a young mom. I have tattoos and purple hair, and my husband travels a lot. Those are all things that could absolutely deter someone from starting a Scentsy business or from working it full time like I do. But instead, those are all reasons why I need Scentsy, why I, cling to it, why I think it's so important to my family and to my life to have it be part of us. And so I also wanted to read you something that a girl, Megan, I think she's going to be in this program too. She's on my team, and last week she had a reinstatement come through. And when I got the email, I congratulated her on her new recruit, and she was like, I don't even know who this person is, which it's really strange for a reinstatement for you to not know who they are, right? Because they have to specifically ask to be put on your team. And so she messaged her and asked her, and she said, hi, truthfully, you're probably going to laugh, but I found you on Instagram. I was looking for someone who had a similar situation as me, engaged, kids, stepkids, single mom, etc. Kind of weird, I know, but I figured if I was going to do this again, I would find a consultant who understood where I was coming from. And so sometimes those things that you think make you unrelatable or that you think are determining the circumstances that you're in make you more relatable to other people. So embrace that. Own the fact that you're a single mom, that you had kids when you were young, that you're a full-time student, maybe that you're 70 years old or 18 and you're just starting a new business. Those are things that make you you and make you awesome and make people want to be part of whatever it is that is making your life so magical right now. So instead of letting those little voices in your head tell you, I can't do this Scentsy thing because X, Y, and Z, you can do this Scentsy thing because of X, Y, and Z. So that's kind of my message for today. I'm really excited about this leadership program, and Miss Kelly is going to close us out.
Yay! Okay, you guys, so my topic or idea for, you guys can hear me, right? Can you hear me? Okay. All I can see is Maggie. Is stay in your lane. And when I thought about this, I thought about a couple different things that kind of came to mind. And so I'm not sure where you guys are all located. We're kind of spread out, but a lot of the time we have 3-lane freeways and highways, whatever you want to call them, wherever you are. And I thought about this because I've kind of created my own lane, and that is what I encourage all of you to do. I encourage you all to create your own lane, because then you determine how fast or how slow that you want to go in that lane, because it's yours. It isn't anybody else's. And in the next lane next to you, you have your leaders and your sponsors and people that inspire you. And then the other lane next to you, you determine on which side those people go. You have your team, and you're right in the middle between your leaders and your team. You are kind of like the middleman in your own lane. And it's so important for you to stay there, because you can get so mixed up in so much stuff, we'll call it, between your team and trying to encourage and inspire them. And as well as while you're in your lane, you're also learning how to drive. And you look to your leaders and your friends and everybody else who inspires you to get that motivation that maybe you need, because you have to have that, because otherwise you're just going to be stuck and not going anywhere. You'll be idle. So it's really, your lane will determine your accountability, and you have to remain accountable to yourself so that you can keep going. You're going to need that gas to get you a little bit further. And I myself feel like I was a homegrown consultant, because on my other lane, I didn't have that support system. I didn't have leaders, and I didn't have directors that helped me. I feel like I was kind of like the bird that was kicked out of the nest. And so I had in my other lane the team that I grew, because it was something that I wanted. When I first joined, I didn't want to have any other lanes. I didn't even want my own lane. So I got my own lane, and I started driving, and here we are. So I think that your lanes will determine, and I kind of think of like if I use a movie what did I watch the other day? Finding Dory. If any of you guys have seen Finding Dory, you have all these fish in the sea, and we kind of represent the fish. And right now in this group, the little squares that you see, those are the top feeders. And you want to surround yourself with top feeders, because they are like-minded individuals. And these top feeders, they swim at the top of the ocean, where there's sun and there's brightness, and they're fed and they're nourished. But if you go to the bottom of the ocean, you have the bottom feeders. And what do bottom feeders eat? They eat scraps. They're in the dark, because you know what? They're bright enough to see what else is out there. They're the dark. They're the negative people that you're going to run into. And they're going to feed you crap that you would get on the bottom of the ocean, because that's the only thing down there. So you think about that. What are they called? They're called like algae eaters, I think. So these people, they swim on the bottom of the ocean, and they feed off negativity and darkness and cold. And you know what? They never really grow. Or if they do grow, they're full of crap. I mean, because that's all they've eaten their whole life. So my messages get super crazy and unorganized. But you get the point. So I want you guys to focus this week on staying in your own lane, swimming at the top of the ocean with like-minded individuals. And I think that's about it. So it's up to me to leave you guys in your weekly focus. Somebody left me in charge, and I don't know who would have did that. But anyways, your weekly focus this week for you guys, I want you to focus. I lost it. Hold on. Okay, I want you to go live this week. Go live. I want you to tell the world why. So yesterday, was that yesterday? I lose track of my days, but I think it was yesterday that we all went through here and we introduced ourselves and we told you guys our why and what your goals are for the fall season. So it shouldn't be that hard. You have 6 examples that we gave you guys yesterday from all of us. But, you know, be yourself and stay in your lane and be approachable in your video. I want you guys to be excited. Make sure you don't have a bunch of junk in your background that you pick up, because, I mean, we all look. I mean, obviously you can see a fan behind me, and, I mean, look at all of us in our little things right here. You guys are all laughing at me, but it's true. Pick the crap up behind you, or if you're going to do one, go in the cleanest room possible and do your video. Try to stay undistracted. Yesterday, you guys, if you watch my video, it's complete chaos. Carter's running in and out of the house. I can't stop because I'm doing a live video. Lock your kids in their rooms and go to town for your 5-minute video. That is all I got. Have a nice night.
Thanks, Kelly. All right, Wax Slingers, go rock out this week. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye.